In a heartbreaking turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world and devastated fans across generations, Jonathan Joss, the unforgettable voice behind John Redcorn on the iconic animated series King of the Hill, was fatally shot in San Antonio this past Sunday. He was 59. The San Antonio Police Department confirmed the news late Sunday evening, identifying the suspect as 56-year-old Sigfredo Alvarez Ceja, a neighbor of Joss. Authorities say Ceja fled the scene after the incident but was apprehended just a block away, according to the San Antonio Express News. He now faces charges of murder as the investigation into the shooting and the motive behind it continues. A sudden end to a respected career. At around 7 p.m. Sunday, police responded to reports of gunfire near a residential area in San Antonio. Officers arriving at the scene discovered Joss lying near the roadside, suffering from gunshot wounds. First responders administered life-saving aid until emergency medical services arrived. Tragically, Joss was pronounced dead at the scene. While details remain scarce, early reports suggest a dispute may have occurred between Joss and Ceja, but police have not publicly confirmed what led to the fatal encounter. What is known is that this quiet San Antonio neighborhood has now become the backdrop to a devastating and senseless act of violence. A voice that defined a generation. To many, Jonathan Joss was far more than just a voice actor. He was a cultural fixture, especially for Native representation in mainstream media. Joss rose to prominence for voicing John Redcorn, the mysterious and spiritual Native American character in King of the Hill, a show that became a cornerstone of late 90s and early 2000s animated television. Originally played by Victor Aaron during the show's first season, Joss stepped into the role following Aaron's tragic death in a car accident in 1996. What Joss brought to John Redcorn was far more than imitation. His deep, steady voice and subtle, comedic timing made Redcorn both humorous and dignified. Over the show's 13-year run, Joss transformed what could have been a one-dimensional character into a symbol of strength, identity, and culture, often parodying the stereotypical way Native Americans were portrayed on TV, but always with nuance. "I didn't grow up with a lot of Native characters on television," one fan wrote on social media following the tragic news. John Redcorn was pretty much the only contemporary Native representation I had in comedy. Probably the funniest Native character in cartoon history, and a lot of that was on Jonathan Joss's pitch-perfect Resi Uncle performance. From animation to the big screen beyond, King of the Hill, Joss left his mark in both television and film. He played the recurring role of Chief Ken Hotate on NBC's Parks and Recreation, where he brought both charm and biting satire to the screen. He also appeared in major productions, such as Ray Donovan, the Coen brothers' True Grit, and the 2016 remake of The Magnificent Seven. His portrayals often reflected his own Native heritage. Joss was of Comanche and White Mountain Apache ancestry, and he used his platform to bring authenticity to roles that too often fell into stereotypes. In an industry that has historically marginalized Native voices, Joss became a quiet pioneer, earning praise from fans and Native communities alike for staying true to his roots. Though Joss was not slated to return as John Redcorn in the upcoming King of the Hill revival, set to premiere its long-awaited 14th season on Hulu. This August, he remained close to the series and its fan base. What happens next? As the San Antonio Police Department continues its investigation, the entertainment community mourns. No motive has yet been released by authorities, and it remains unclear what led Ceja, a man who lived close to Joss, to commit such a violent act. Police say Ceja is in custody and awaiting formal charges, and more information is expected to emerge in the coming days. But as that legal process unfolds, one thing remains heartbreakingly clear. The life of Jonathan Joss was taken far too soon. His voice, so familiar, so commanding, may be silenced, but the echoes of his work will ring on. In the words of his most iconic character, "The earth is our mother. She nurtures us. She teaches us. and in the end, she welcomes us home. Rest in peace, Jonathan Joss. You were one of a kind,